Okay, everybody. I'm so glad to be talking about this amp right here. This is the Mr. Hector by Laboga Amplification. Before I get started, I want to put a big thank you out to guys like Luis Torres who get gear that not everybody's heard of. Stuff that's a little off the beaten path. I heard Luis do his video on this, and I was like, ooh, I have to have it. So I waited a really long time. And yeah, it just happened to be everything lined up. I was put in touch with Eric Laboga, and yeah, dude took a good solid care of me. Gave me a good deal on this, so I guess we can call this paid promotion. Even wearing the hat, check that out, man. All right. So this amp right here is so good and ridiculously versatile. I have nothing hooked up to this thing. It's the amp, it's the monster cab, and it's mic'd up. And I'm using Laboga cables, which he was gracious enough to send me a crap ton of them, and they're really good, like good, which is awesome. So even if you don't need a new amp, check out his cables, man. All right, so yeah, you heard me jamming out a little bit there in the beginning. I kind of gave myself like the under a minute dial in, and it just slams like hams. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're gonna put it everything, just kind of play around with some stuff. I'm gonna go to noontime and then show how quick it is to dial this thing in, show what a couple of these switches do. Then we'll break it up. I'll break out a 7-string a little bit, and then yeah, we'll be out of here. So Laboga amps, go check them out for about the same price as a EVH 5153 50 watt. You can get this friggin' monster of an amp right here, and honestly, it's badass. It's more than what I wanted, which is a good problem to have, right? I really do love this amp. It's so good. So a huge thanks to Luis Torres, and big ass thanks to Eric Laboga of Laboga Amplification. Dude, you make a sick amp. I actually would love to try some of the other stuff because this thing is so damn good. But man, the dude's straight up in Poland, so it's a little difficult to like, hey, can I borrow an amp? But if anybody's watching this and you have a different Laboga amp and you're somewhere near the Joplin, Missouri area, I'd love to borrow it just for like a good long weekend, just to spend a little bit of time with it and do a video or something. I'm just curious at this point what the other amps sound like because this one is so ridiculously good. It's got a cool ass name too, Mr. Hector. I mean, come on, this sounds menacing. All right, so just real quick, we're gonna talk about what you have for options on this thing, which believe it or not, there's more than what you need. So you have your power button, and then you have a tube standby diode. You have one, and then standby and two. Then you also have a switch where you can select 50 and 100 watts. Come over here, you have the foot switch master select, which I don't have the foot switch hooked up because I just don't, but it comes with a really nice foot switch and cable. You have channel 1, channel 2 select. You have master 2, which you can only access with the foot switch. And then you have master 1, which kind of controls everything. Treble, middle, bass. And you have a mid switch down here that really takes the dynamics of those mids and doesn't change it just a little bit. Well, I'll show you here in a little bit. It changes drastically. And then you have your lead controls for your volume, your gain, and you can choose bright or normal. And then you have your clean, which is a gain, and you have your choice again of bright and normal. And then you have a high input and a low input. So really, at the end of the day, you kind of got everything. And on the back, you have a parallel effects loop, and you have every speaker combination you would possibly want in the back of that thing. And there's a little thing I didn't even know come with that amp. It has a DI out with cab simulation. So that's just badass. I didn't even know that was in there. Again, for about the same price as a 5153. 50 watt, and you can get 100 watts out of this. It's ridiculous. All right, so we're gonna play around with some switches and play around with some tones. I'm not gonna yak a whole ton. We'll just let the tones speak for themselves. And sorry about my horse ass playing, because it is what it is, right? All right, again, this is the Laboga amps, Mr. Hector, the Duo Master. I believe it's version 4, version 5, maybe. I don't know. You confuse people with the different versions. Fuck, man, it's hard to keep track of that shit. All right, very cool. Back to the chugs. So that's with everything at noontime. All right, so we're going to take that mid switch and we're going to flick it. All right, so as you can tell, that mid switch makes a massive difference. So whether you're doing like classic rock or you're doing some intense metal, you're playing regular tunings, lower tunings, extended range, regular range. That switch right there is the secret sauce. The same. Everything straight up the middle still. We're going to dial in. We're going to cut the mids a little bit. We're going to add some treble. And see where that gets us. So I'm going to turn around and flick that mid switch back. It's going to make it all flubby again. But just give you, I'm not going to touch those settings. I'm just going to use the mid switch. you go. You turn that back, go forward with it. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff, and you can really get a good idea of what this amp does. Now we're going to add 25% more gain because, well, I like gain. And it also has a bright switch. So before we go to gain, we're going to flick that bright switch and show you that, again, it's not subtle. It actually makes a change. So as you see, it makes a difference. So let's just play around. We're gonna add that 25% gain I was talking about. Just get nutty. So as you can tell, tons and tons more gain. This epic shit tons just on that 25. Now I'm going to punch that gain all the way through, which to me is ridiculous. We don't need any more than this. But this amp apparently is like an infomercial at 2 o'clock in the morning. But wait, there's more. I know you hear me say that a lot, but nowadays there's a lot of options and shit. So yeah, when I'm done, it seems like there's more. Jack this bitch through the roof. So yeah, holy hell. So just for shits and giggles, because it's like a thick, fat, juicy, it's sexy thick, son. All right, so we're going to smash this little mid switch here in a second and just watch how it dynamically changes the crap out of this amp. And then where she's already sitting on bright, we'll knock the bright back just to show you that it dials it back just a little bit. All right, here we go. All right. So, as you can tell, this amp is just stupid versatile. Now, you have the diodes, 1 and 2. I like 1, but I'm going to go to 2 just so you know. All right, here we go. All right. So you saw the difference between the diode 1, diode 2. That's pretty much, you're getting that out of it. The amp is ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. So let's break out a 7-string and, well, see what she do. Hopeless. All right, so we're back with a 7-string. I have the Sterling by Music Man John Petrucci JP157. All right, got it from Flipside Music. All right, so we're just gonna riff around a little bit. Not gonna get too crazy with it. I'm gonna play with the dials a little bit, and I'll tell you everything I'm doing. But really, at the end of the day, we all will dial in a different sound. What sounds good to us personally doesn't always reflect and sound good to somebody else. All right? Here we go. Let's do this shit. I really did change a couple things. I mean, obviously, you're talking about a whole different spectrum. So we're gonna put it in drop A, just so the guys that like to play the caveman one finger stuff. I'm one of those, by the way, not insulting. I love my one fingered chords. But just to show you what we get. When you do that. All right, let's chug the shit out of it, son. All right. So there you go. That is the Laboga, Mr. Hector. Now I know there's somebody out there that goes, dude, you said it had a clean channel. Yeah. I'll give you a taste of it. And then I'm out of here. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just going to bow the fuck out. Subscribe to my channel. Don't be a dick. Just saying. Every little bit helps. And you'll see this in so many more videos coming up. I really, really love this amp. It's so good. I haven't even put a stomp box onto it yet. I haven't done nothing. I've just plugged into it. Like, what's going to happen when I put an overdrive on it? Or a boost? Like, holy shit. What's going to happen to this thing? It's already a chug machine. And it looks sexy as hell. Just saying. Purple with green lighting. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. All right. So we'll give you some cleans, and then we're getting out of here. And I'm not much of a clean player, so yeah, get ready for your laughs.